Hello everybody and welcome to find out what's in Pelenta's forest. Grab yourself a glass of water or a cup of tea and spend the next few minutes with me. I think that's it. And like I always tell you, don't believe everything you hear. Check your facts and please do your own research. Man, we are going to get started. Don't you want to know what my butterflies are saying? I got news. Don't you want to know what my butterflies are talking? This is Find Out What's in My Forest. I am Pelenta, and I have news to share with you. And this is stuff that I didn't know, and now you're gonna know, which means we're both gonna know about this news. And it's a bunch of news. So let's see here. What do I want to talk about first? Well, hey, this is cool. Over in Haiti, there is a sacred voodoo waterfall. Now check this out, okay? Some people are carrying candles or a calabash bowl with offerings of goat meat and all kinds of other stuff. But thousands of Haitians made a pilgrimage to bathe in a sacred waterfall. And they're praying for everything from good harvest to an end to Haiti's chronic political dysfunction. Well, sounds like Haiti has a lot in common with the United States Democrats and Republicans, because I think we have a little bit of chronic. The chronic. Isn't that marijuana? Matter of fact, if they had chronic, there probably wouldn't be any political dysfunction. You feel me? 420 people. Anyway, moving along. It's a chronic political dysfunction. Yeah, we have some serious chronic political dysfunction. We got all this email nonsense. We got Trump. We got Hillary. We got Katehi. And we have the Stockton mayor. Everybody's just going crazy. So anyway, a mix of voodoo and Christian faithful, along with a cohort of young, hard-partying travelers gathered in the rushing water where they scrub their bodies with leaves and soap. And you know, it's just funny, you know, people believe in so many off-the-wall things. Seriously, we have religion, we have rituals, we have voodoo, we have hoodoo, we have all these little, all this superstition and all the stuff that we believe in. And the world is just so messed up. Are you kidding me? You know, I don't know. It's just crazy. You would think as much prayer and as much wishing on stars and all the stuff that we're doing, that the world would be a little bit better, you know? So these Haitians and their voodoo waterfall, heck, I need to go over there and jump in that voodoo waterfall. Okay, so moving on to Earth and all this heat that we'd had this year. Earth keeps up its record heat. So now federal scientists, I don't know, scientists got federal, but I guess everything is federal when it comes to the government. But federal scientists say that Earth's record 2016 heat is now dancing near levels that a world agreement is trying to avoid. So it says that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says that globally, June was the 14th straight record hot month, with Earth averaging 61.52 degrees. That's 16.4 degrees Celsius. So that is 1.62 degrees warmer than average. Now, that might not seem like much, but according to NASA, if you do the math, their national chief climate scientist says that 2016 to date is by far the warmest year on record. So it makes you think, if 2016 is the warmest year on record, good grief. If you think it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer. So this is 2016. How hot is it going to be in 2026? I mean, remember that episode of Twilight Zone, The Midnight Sun, where it got so incredibly hot that the pictures and everything were just melting off the walls, and the thermometer would just go straight up and the little thing would just burst red and go all over the place. It's just crazy. So, I tell you, it gets so hot that you cannot take off enough clothes to get cool. And then when you get into the swimming pool, it's so hot outside that the water isn't even cold. The water just stays warm, especially when your pool is just in the center and there isn't really even any trees to try to keep you in the shade. So it's going to be interesting to see how warm it stays over the next couple of years. So let's talk about the police for a little bit here. Here, the CHP is seeking public opinion on their service, which is actually kind of interesting in light of all the unjustified unarmed shootings and things like that, because something has definitely got to change. You still have people out there shooting and going bananas and everything. Remember back in the day where if you had words with somebody, you just got into a fight. You got into a good, clean, honest fight. You might have gotten your ass kicked, but you left the bar with a black eye and maybe some bruises. But you didn't get stabbed or shot. You didn't have brain damage or broken arms. It was just, you put up your fist, you fought, you got down, and that was it. And if you got your ass kicked, you took your ass whooping and you went home. And maybe that following weekend, if you saw that same guy at the bar, he bought you a beer and you guys had a drink, you squashed it, and it was over. But it's not like that anymore. I mean, if you start to think back how things used to be, they really were the good old days. Because now people are so angry and so hot-tempered, any little damn thing you say or do, they just want to kill you. It's just like there's no regard for human life anymore. So anyway, CHP seeks public opinion on their service. So the public can take a survey to rate the service of the California Highway Patrol. The anonymous survey, which can be accessed at www.chp.ca.gov, is designed in part to develop solutions to potential problems. Now that is really a wonderful idea, because if you could just voice your opinion anonymously and make positive suggestions, hopefully it will impact all aspects of the police force, and they will take this constructive criticism and it'll make things better for them and for us civilians on the other side that just want to do things the right way. So hopefully that'll turn out great. And here's some other news with the police department. Wrongful conviction cost LA County $10 million. Okay, Los Angeles County supervisors voted to pay $10.1 million to a man who spent 20 years behind bars before having his murder conviction overturned in 2011. Now check this out. I don't like this already, and I'm getting ready to go off. Because listen, it says Francisco Carrillo Jr. was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in 1992 in the fatal drive-by shooting of Darnold Sarpy in Linwood. Carrillo who was 16 at the time in 1991, maintained his innocence through 2 trials and in prison. In 2011, a judge overturned his conviction after witnesses who had identified Carrillo as the shooter recanted their statement. You know, that's one thing I cannot stand, is a liar. I cannot stand a liar. You know, when you lie on somebody and take so much of their life away from them, something ought to be done to that person. I mean, I understand now, after you've destroyed 20 years of somebody's life and your conscience has weighed on you for 20 years, seriously, now you've come forward because your guilt just hasn't let you sleep for 20 years. But meanwhile, those 20 years, he's been in prison. You've been out here kicking it, drinking, smoking weed, partying, kicking it with your friends, getting educated, got a good job, probably married, maybe having a family, maybe won the lottery, who knows what. Now, he served 20 years for something he didn't do from the time he was 16 years old. He's missed out on his 16th birthday. He missed out on high school, turning 18, turning 21. There's no telling what he has suffered being in prison all this time. And what do they want to do? They want to give him $10 million for his trouble? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They cannot give that man his life back. And $10 million is all he's going to get. You know what? I feel like Nancy Grace right now. That is a stinking insult and a slap in his face. First of all, the person that lied on him needs to pay a fine, and maybe they ought to do some stinking time too. And this young man, $10 million? No. He ought to get $1 million for every dang day that he served. That's what he ought to get. Shoot. You know, man, I tell you, stuff just makes me sick. Okay, now here's a story. Actually, this is a good story. A deputy is injured while detaining a man in Orangevale. Now, I know that sounds terrible, but let me get through the rest of it. So this is what happened, okay? A Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy suffered a severe ankle injury in a tussle to detain a man in Orangevale. Now, this is so stupid. Now, these people, first of all, whatever color you are, if the police say stop, stop. Okay? I mean, it's been proven that when you do have your hands up, sometimes it doesn't do too much good because they'll shoot you and kill you any damn way. But at least try. Okay? The incident began with someone calling the sheriff's department, and during the call, the citizens said that they were being threatened by others in an apartment complex by some man. So when the deputies got to the apartment, they came across a dog tied up in the heat, and they couldn't find the owner. So the deputies that requested that the animal control came out, well, then they were approached by some young man who said that the animal was the neighbor's dog. But when the deputies asked this young man to identify himself, he refused to, and then he decided he was going to start cussing at the cops and acting like a damn fool. All right? So then when the police tried to detain him, that's when the poop hit the fan. They got into a great big old wrestling match and the whole 9 yards. This clown tried to resist arrest and everything, and nobody got shot, nobody got killed. The jerk got arrested and detained, and the worst case scenario was the deputy injured his ankle and he went to the hospital. So that is a happy ending to a cop versus suspect story. Now, if every story ended like that, that would be lovely. It would be even better if there was no injury whatsoever. So hopefully in the near future, there won't be any crime, which we know that's not going to happen. But hopefully in the future, there won't be all of this shooting and all this crazy stuff going on. But I saw on the news today where they're having these remote control drones. It's in Modesto right now, where they'll go up, in the air, and they're going to look for you. So So it's going to literally be Judge Dredd, continuum, police state, martial law, yada, yada, yada. You guys with me, you know what I'm talking about. And, you know, you swear you're going to get fined, all that good stuff. Because, you know, people, not everybody, but some of you really did bring this on yourself. Because you don't want to behave. You keep acting like jack donkeys. And you're just asking, you're just begging to get shackled and stuck somewhere, you know? Man, it's like one bad apple, sometimes it does spoil the whole bunch. So, because you're acting like a damn jackass, the rest of us are going to have to run underground and live like Judge Dredd, you know, because you idiots are running around doing all kinds of heinous, stupid crap. So, you know, but getting on with the drones, this is interesting because the drones were out today flying around trying to catch people. And here's a really interesting story. So check this out. Dad and teen son ordered to disclose data on weaponized drones. Now, I'm going to rant about this for just a little bit here because, see, when you have the capability to do certain things and you know how the world is getting so policed right now, you really got to keep some of these things secret. You know Big Brother is watching, people. So anyway, getting to this story here, a federal judge has ordered a father and his teenage son to testify under oath at depositions and hand over documents about drones shown in online videos firing a gun and deploying a flamethrower in their backyard. So see, we sit up here and we talk back and forth to each other and we do all of our YouTube videos and we feel like we have a sense of freedom and things like that because I've done my series of videos and I had someone come up to me the other day and say, hey P, you know, aren't you worried about your image? You know, you've got this book out, you're trying to do blah, blah. You know, you're a dancer, you're doing ballroom and all this kind of stuff. Aren't you worried? You go to church and everything. And I simply said, you know what? I says, no, actually, I'm not worried. And I says, because trying to please everybody is never going to work. I am me. I am real. Everybody that doesn't know me is going to judge me harshly, no matter what I say or do. Everybody that knows me is going to judge me too, right? The only person that I have to answer to for all of my actions, what comes out of my mouth, what I say, what I do, is the person that made me. That's the only person that I have to answer to. And that is the only person that I have to answer to. And I will say it again. That is the only person that I have to justify myself to. Okay? My job here is to talk about what interests me and try to make you laugh. And that's it. So, and hopefully this story I'm going to tell you in a second is going to make you laugh. But for all you Star Trek people, there is already a 4th Star Trek film in the works. Yes, you heard it here on Find Out What's Up Pelenta as far as. So Paramount has announced a 4th Star Trek film with Chris Hemsworth returning to the rebooted franchise. The studio said that the next chapter will focus on Chris Pine's Captain Kirk crossing paths with the father that he never met. So Hemsworth, who appeared in the 2009 Star Trek, will be reprising his role as Kirk's father, George Kirk. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So for all you Star Trek fans out there, that's going to be a good one to check out too. And also, I just spoke to you about the casino that's going to be built in Elk Grove. Can't remember when. I can't keep all the stuff in my head. But here's some more news. Tribe wins right to build Butte County's 3rd casino. So we just got Indian casinos popping up all over the place, which I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about casinos and the Indian reservations, so I can't really get on a big rant about it. I don't really know enough to really talk a bunch of smack about it. So, but I have heard that it's going to generate tons and tons of jobs. So when I hear something is going to generate lots of jobs, my little antennas go up and I just start thinking about my people. And when I say my people, I mean everybody, okay? Because I am not prejudiced by any means. I am not racist. Anybody that knows me knows I love everybody. I don't give a damn what you are, what your race, creed, sex, religion is. All I care about is how you treat me. Bottom line, treat me with respect, and we're cool. I will be your friend for life. That's the real deal with me. So here's something real funny. I love this story. I thought it was classic, and I'm going to end the show with this. An inmate escapes during work outing by jumping into American River. Now, you know what is so funny? I really pay attention to the words and how they say things in these stories. They just hecka freaking kill me. Because listen, inmate escapes during work outing by jumping into the American River. And you know what? Let me say that again. Matter of fact, I wish I had some props here so I can get real dramatic. Okay. Tonight, on the news at 6, on Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forest, an inmate escaped and jumped into... wait, what does it say? No. An inmate escapes during a work outing and jumps into the American River. They make it sound like she was during a work outing. A work outing. You know what? I'll tell you what happened. She escaped doing work project. They were probably out in the sun at 2 in the afternoon in a damn field somewhere. It was hella hot. And she probably thought, you know what? Forget this crap. I'm out of here. So let me read the story because you're going to crack up laughing, okay? It says, Placer County Sheriff deputies captured a female inmate who they said escaped California Highway Patrol officers doing a roadside work outing by jumping into the American River. Courtney Marie Haley, age 21, escaped at about 1:30 while on the work crew near Forrest Hill Bridge. My goodness. She ran into the canyon across Highway 49 and in front of a CHP officer's vehicle before jumping into the river. Well, the officers lost sight of her, but less than an hour later, she was discovered and recaptured while lying on the riverbank, only in her undergarments. Well, I'll tell you what. This is just too much. Well, it says that she'd been sentenced on multiple charges in June, including DUI, controlled substance, possession, bringing controlled substances into a jail, receiving stolen property, and resisting arrest. Now, she's scheduled to be released in 2017, but her bail is set at $500,000. Golly. And she's 21 years old. 21. Dang. You know what I was doing when I was 21? Man, I was in Los Angeles modeling at 21. Man, if I was doing all that crap, my parents would have killed me if I was doing that kind of crap at 21. Anyway, this is a beautiful picture. You know, I like to show you guys beautiful pictures. How would you like to spend your evening just kicking it with some friends, go down by the beach, put some chairs up like that, and just look at the sky? Imagine Thursday night being here, looking at all the Perseid meteor showers. This would be a dream come true for me. So anyway, you guys, that's my show. for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go to my website, PelentaArtForrest.com, and buy my book, Angels Passing Through. And on that note, we are going to get out of here with my favorite tune, One Love. And I am so very, very grateful for everything. And I am grateful for you too. So, thank you for watching Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forest. God bless you all. And I will see you next time. Good night.